And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Whew, I hope you enjoyed that short break here as we are continuing our run here in the lower bracket of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. Again, this is a big event happening in Brazil. It is leading into a big offline finals in Sao Paulo, and we are jumping into our fresh best of 3. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Pylon, we have our Brazilian Protoss player. We have our red Protoss representing team The Bad. It is AlisoN. God, that's too early. I was like, God damn, every time. There we go. Beautiful. Rank number 6. Rank number 6 in the standings. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the other Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing team host Masters. It is Victor. VicBansemer, here we go. As we have our PvP. Now, I mentioned leading into this series that this is going to be a short one. AlisoN, it has a reputation. AlisoN does have a reputation of being hyper greedy, hyper aggressive, hyper cheesy, and we expect some great things out of AlisoN. Let's go. Victor is more of a standard player. So we should be seeing a different dynamic here, with one player being the aggressor, the other being the defender. I say that for now, say that openers. For now, 2-gate opener out of AlisoN, 2-gate opener out of Victor. We'll keep an eye on our players' pylons and probes to see if we ever do proxy, if we ever set up across the map. So we'll keep an eye on AlisoN and Victor. So empty without the fanfare. I know. Smoke. We want the fanfare, Pappy. We want the fanfare. The problem here is that if I do the fanfare, I believe it doesn't pick up the players because we're not in game. So it's like, yeah, just shows pressure instead. Doesn't show the players. Smurge. So now we are settling in. For now, we do have our pylons being thrown down. I believe no proxy. Yeah, no proxy. The second pylon is in the main. We have a sentry-based opener. AlisoN is playing standard, by the way. Never mind. I mean, I still stand by what I said, that AlisoN has a reputation for being hyper-cheesy and hyper-aggressive and being all-in. We even saw that against Eric earlier with the proxy Stargate and proxy Tempest. If you missed out, we had proxy Tempest 2 games, actually, in AlisoN's last series. But here in the PvP, everything's looking normal. And now I don't blame Victor. We can see he's scouting. Victor, he is scouting very diligently on the left and right side of the map. Victor, he knows about AlisoN's reputation. He is searching for the proxy, a proxy that does not exist. Does not exist. Likewise, Robo back at home. So 2-gate opener into the Robo, likewise across the map, 2-gate opener into a Twilight Council. So we have our different tech parts here. A Robo-based opener is very safe. Very safe. It does allow Victor to get early immortal production and early detection with early observers. Likewise, AlisoN will have a more mobile army with earlier blink. Earlier blink control. So we do have a different setup here, coming into this. AlisoN is going to be looking to gain map control momentarily with blink. Now Victor poking in. Force fields are lackluster. Does not catch the Stalker. Ay. Yeah, some fumbled force fields. AlisoN does defend, but ideally did want to lock down 1 or 2 Stalkers. In the end, Victor walks away. Victor does step away. The game continues. We have delayed Twilight Council out of Victor. So with this Victor, he actually has the option to skip blink. If he wanted to, he could go straight for charge instead, or even go for 2-base all-in with Glaive Adepts. So Victor, he has options. I'm not ruling out Glaive Adepts. Will not rule it out. From here, double adept into the main. Oh, Victor, late reaction, late response does not wall off. Ah, this is getting out of hand. 2, 3, 4 probes going to be going down. Can we get up to 5? Can we get up to 6? Ah, we can. Oh, bit of a misclick. Bit of a misclick there on the Nexus. Despite that, 7, 8 probe kills. Ay, ay, ay. Brutal damage. 8 workers to 2 adepts. That is well worth it for AlisoN. Very nice trade. Okay, the onus is still on Victor here to bounce back. Now, he does skip blink. He's going to charge. If you recall, we did say that, you know, I was expecting even to skip blink and going to Glaive Adepts, instead going to charge. This is a way to just cut some corners here and skip some tech. So it's going massive mortal charge lot. From here, we should be expanding. We should be setting up. Oh, going for a Dark Shrine. Okay, I see you. Dark Shrine is on the way. Unfortunately, this is really late, and by this point, AlisoN already has a Robo. AlisoN already has Observers. So there's a lower chance that this really does critical damage. There's still potential, don't get me wrong. Still potential, but just a little... speaking of lower chance, Hallucination comes in, and the Dark Shrine gets scouted. AlisoN knows. AlisoN is fully aware. From here, he can just set up Observers at his key bases, can throw down some cannons at each mineral line. Should be safe and sound. Should be safe and sound from here. So AlisoN does push forward. I mean, we have an equivalent immortal count between the two players, but many more Stalkers and Blink as well for AlisoN. He has more micro potential. Remember, no Blink for Victor. No Blink, he has charge instead, but barely any Zealots. Morphs in 1 Dark Templar, but there's detection. There's an Observer over the army. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Victor just cannot break through this. Observer has arrived. He can maybe try to snipe the Observer of AlisoN. Oh, can go for it. Ah, no shot. Now, won't be able to snipe, but the Observer goes after Victor instead, and AlisoN, he breaks through, stumbles out of control, and AlisoN will break through the Immortals, break through the main army, get on top of the third base, and from here, there's just almost nothing left for Victor. And just one step behind, GG, and AlisoN will take game number 1. GG. AlisoN does take a lead in this series. Again, Victor, he was unfortunately not able to keep up. He had a cheeky build going into those DTs, but again, it was much later, so there wasn't really much chance for the DTs to get damage done. Likewise, late third expansion as well for Victor, and because his third base was late, he couldn't actually make any Zealots. He had like 3 Zealots with his army. Despite rushing into charge, he didn't really have the economy to sustain Zealot Warpins. He couldn't really afford it. GG. GG, well played. AlisoN does claim it. What I will say though is that even though AlisoN does take the first game, not the way that I would have thought. I mentioned before that AlisoN has a reputation. Does have a reputation. I stand by that. Does have an aggressive reputation, but we didn't really see that here. Didn't get that kind of reputation that we expected. Regardless, we're getting into game number 2, and we'll see if Victor can recover. We'll see if Victor can bounce back, or if AlisoN will just snowball from here. AlisoN is still the heavy favorite, but I want to believe that Victor can threaten AlisoN, can make a series out of this. Let's go. As game 2 is going to be on ley lines. Loading into that second game. And again, they are in the lower bracket. The loser of the series will be knocked out of the tournament. out of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. And spawning in the in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the red Protoss player. We have representing team the bad. It is AlisoN. Eventually, we'll get there. Oh, control the cam. There it is. Beautiful. I love the little graphic and the stats that we have for the players as well. I mentioned before that I would love to incorporate that into our own broadcast in some way. As in the right hand corner, we have the Brazilian Protoss player. For host masters, it is Victor, the host gaming. But again, I love like the scorecard, the win loss. The head to head is this part is my favorite part. I would imagine that there's a way to pull this kind of information from like a League of Lack in some way, shape, or form. There'd be a way to like automate this, but I love it. I love specifically the head to head part. That's my favorite part. Like I feel like there's a lot of value in that. I know that the way that they do it here is manual. It's manually done just because they know the series, they know the matchups ahead of time, so they can just create those graphics with time to spare. Ooh. As the probe is going to be cleaned up. And this is the player that we know it. Let's go, baby. Let's go. AlisoN opening up with a proxy. None of this macro, none of this natural base and probing and getting a third. No. Look. AlisoN, he was cosplaying as a standard player in game one. This time, it's time to ape it up. Show us what you got. Cybercore is done. Now, based on this location, this could be a proxy Stargate, but no, it's going to be a proxy Robo. One base all in out of AlisoN. Let's go. The mask is off. We're committing. Oh, and the cheese spray as well. Beautiful. Ah, the cheese. The cheddar is revealed. From here, Victor is in the dark. Victor, he does open up 2 gates, a 2-gate opener into a cybercore, into an expansion. Now, because of how the series has been played out, now there's, I mean, I'm sure in Victor's mind, there's a lower chance it's going to be a proxy. But he is scouting. Okay. He is scouting. He's checking. Does go top left. And he will find this. He will find the proxy. He will come across the setup. Immortals on the way. And early on, Victor is going for the pylon. Looking to shut this down. He's looking to shut this down. We do have a backup probe on the way. But this will completely depower the Robo. This is a brutal start for AlisoN. AlisoN cannot save this. Cannot save this. And Victor, he will shut this down. Here comes another set of stalkers, a third or fourth stalker as well. And we spoke earlier about Victor looking to threaten his opponents, and he will. Like Victor, he can just keep going. He can just keep going from here. AlisoN is in trouble. Back at home, we have a sentry on the way, another stalker. AlisoN in a very rough position. I was saying that Victor, he might assume that AlisoN is going to play standard just like game one, but no, that's not the case. He read it well. He read it very well. That's going to be a kill on the Robo. And Victor can turn his own build into his own counter one base all in. Speaking of, he is moving out. Does move out from here. Sends out a probe for his own proxy. 2 more gates. It's going to be a 4-gate setup on one base. AlisoN likewise moves out as well. The armies, they miss each other. Oh, the prism. Oh no, the prism goes down. Massive pickup. Takes out the war prism. But Victor can come in for the surround. Stalkers that come in from multiple angles. This is still a rough position for AlisoN. Victor, he can collapse on this army. He has enough. Guardian Shield gets activated. AlisoN tries to break out, but AlisoN gets surrounded. And despite the initial start, despite catching the prism, he will lose every single stalker. Yeah, this is not the fight to say GG. And with that, Victor ties up the series 1-1. We are going to the ace match. Whew, GG. Let's go. We're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3. Again, we had the attempted proxy out of AlisoN, but no Victor. I mentioned before that AlisoN has a reputation. Victor was looking for a proxy in game 1, didn't find anything. Here in game 2, shut it down. Scouted it so fast and so quick. Shut down the proxy, shut down the all-in. And coming into the ace match, I would imagine that AlisoN's going to play standard. I would imagine standard play out of AlisoN. Victor, it could be his turn though. Could be his turn to proxy. Could be his turn to cheese things up. Let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited. Here we go. So players are setting up. Game 3 is going to be on Persephone. Persephone going to be a smaller map of the map pool, more aggressive map as well. Does anyone proxy? I'm leaning towards Victor here. I'm leaning towards Victor. I'd love to see him kind of take the initiative after taking game 2, but we'll see. We shall see. Ooh. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of Persephone, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the Red Protoss. Favorite in this series, by the way, but does drop a map, is forced into a back and forth for Team The Bad. It is AlisoN. Let's go. There it is. Beautiful. And spawning in the one-hand corner of Persephone, we have his opponent. We have the other Brazilian Protoss player, the Blue Protoss, representing Team Host Gaming. It is Victor. VicBansemer. Here we go. As we are settling in, Victor going for the early probe scout across the map. He does not trust his opponents. I don't blame him. No trust, no faith. 2-gate opener out of AlisoN, and Victor, he is here to scout early on to confirm whether or not the second pylon is going to be missing. So he is here to look for the pylon. Speaking of looking for the pylon is proxied. AlisoN, he does hide the pylon on the left-hand side of the map. Victor, he knows. He sees that the pylon is nowhere to be found. He knows it should be somewhere. We can see where it is. It's actually in between the two main bases. You can see they're in the center of Persephone on the left-hand side. But it is a fake out. It is a fake proxy pylon because AlisoN does not proxy anything across the map. Just the pylon itself. So it is going to be a fake out. As again, from here, we're settling in. We are going to be settling in. We have the Nexus on the way. So again, AlisoN does expand. Victor, a bit of a reaction. He goes for another gateway. He's going for his own all-in. Yeah, he's going for his own all-in. Let's go. Victor turning this defense into an offense. Throws down his own proxy pylon. He has 3 gates at home, and it looks like he's going for a 4th gateway across the map into a 1-base 4-gate all-in. Oh boy. I say that. Twilight Council. Ooh, that I was not expecting. Twilight Council Blink. That is a later Twilight Council for Victor. There's our proxy fourth gate. So it does have a 4-gate setup. Adepts are warping in. I don't see AlisoN being broken at the natural, not like this. Oh, but Adepts do shade in. Late force field. A late force field by AlisoN. Victor does get into the mineral line. Bleeds out a Stalker, but probes are going down. Getting 3, getting 4 probe kills. Very nice damage. Gets 4, gets 5, gets almost up to 6. Stalkers, they take down one of the shield batteries. One of the shield batteries does crumble. More Adepts on the way. 6 probes, not bad. But Victor wants more. He wants more. He needs more. Remember, Victor, he's one base all in. He has to keep going. Adepts shading once again. They just keep shading. And AlisoN once again out of position. More probes falling. Nice damage here by Victor. Crippling the economy of AlisoN. AlisoN may have 2 bases, but currently is down in economy. Nice force field. Going for the pylon. Does go for the pylon. Does the power. Another 6 probes go down. AlisoN down to 18 workers. Down to 18 probes. Yo, I see Icecar in the chat. Este Icecar. Victor reinforcing, pushing once again. Blink is almost done. Yo, and Victor, he's here for the upset. He's here to bring AlisoN down. We have some slow lots to defend. Ah, no. Slow lots, they're waddling in. As Victor, he will shut this down. The Zealots are pulling one after the other. Remember, he has Blink. AlisoN does not. Which means AlisoN cannot escape. Yeah, there's no escaping this. And Victor with the upset. GG. And Victor, he takes out AlisoN 2-1. And Victor will advance on. AlisoN is knocked out of the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Victor, very well done, very well played. I was heavily favoring AlisoN coming into this. There's a reason why AlisoN had the better seed and has the better ranking, but AlisoN is out. AlisoN is out of the tournament, and Victor is in. GG, well played. Whew. Victor will be able to continue his reign, continue his run in the Brazilian StarCraft 2 circuit. AlisoN no longer, no more, but we still have more elimination matches coming up ahead of us. More series to come. And more series to come here. Up next, we have another matchup, another ZVT between Claw and Elevolts. Let's go. We have our next matchup. We're going to be going on a short break. We're going to be going on a short break here before our next series. But again, it's going to be a best of 3 between Claw and Elevolts. We have 2 best of 3s left. We have Claw versus Elevolts. We also have Dominoko versus Yan. That's going to be a long one, I feel. That's going to be a close to clutch back and forth. Here, Claw going to be coming in as the favored player. Elevolts as more of the up-and-comer, more of the dark horse. Best of luck. Best of luck. But now we're going to be going on a short break. Yo, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás, Pacheque in the chat? Papi, good to see you, good to see you. Hope you're all doing well. Buenos dias, hola. But for now, we're going on a short break. We'll be back soon with our next series. See you soon.